So there is a tendency that literally no one, like 0.6 is not a full human being. So that means the one person who will do it will not even fully utilize the information, because truly, with the amount of information we have in the world today, if you sit down and consume data and put it together, it's almost impossible to not give out value. The difficulty in it is that studies have shown that it takes, based on Malcolm Gladwell's studies, it takes at least 10,000 hours of focus in one direction to become recognizable at it. That is mastery, to gain mastery in a certain direction. 10,000 hours, that's 3 to 5 years of practicing for, I think, 3 hours daily. I know you can do the math, it's mathematical. You can actually break it down. So if you study for 30 minutes a day, you can know how long it will take you to become a master at that particular task. If you study for 4 hours a day, you will know how long. But these things become abstract because we live in such a motivational world that right now, when you hear 4 hours, you're pumped, you're driven. 4 hours, I'll do it, crush it, but 2 days later you're dead. Okay, so in order to make this work, you have to realize that life in itself is a tragedy. You have to choose your pain. What do I mean by this? On this side, this is my right hand, so let's put responsibility here. And on this side is irresponsibility. So you can choose, there's pain everywhere, right? So on the side of irresponsibility, you wake up when you like, you do what you like, but probably in the next 10 years, 120 level, okay, so probably in the next 10 years, you're thinking of things like, I should probably get a house, probably have a car, I should probably do this, I should probably do that. But because you forwarded your suffering, right, and suffering comes with interest. If you don't suffer today and you postpone it to tomorrow, right, there's an interest on it. What do I mean? If you're broke today and you don't figure out how to have money today, next tomorrow you might end up being sick. And when you are sick and broke, you probably die because you don't have money to treat your sickness. So suffering has interest. Very, very huge interest. It's logarithmic. So when you have a problem of irresponsibility and you do not treat it, and time keeps passing, the repercussion keeps multiplying, not adding up. It doesn't add up. The same way, okay, so now let's take responsibility. You can choose to be responsible and say, I'm going to take charge of my life, because either way, I have to go through pain. So I'd rather define my pain than let life throw pain at me when I can do nothing about it. When you define your pain, you're in charge of the parameters. So what do I mean by defining your pain? You can choose to do this. Wake up at a particular time every day. Sleep at a particular time every day. It's the first parameter. It doesn't have to be, I wake up by 5 a.m. and I sleep by 12. I only sleep 5 hours a day. You're killing yourself and you still die. I'm serious. So what you can do is this. You can decide to wake up at any time. 6, 7, 8. Sleep maybe 8, 9, 10. I don't care. But what you have to do is, okay, when you've done this, you realize, okay, after sleeping, I have 18 hours, I have 16 hours, right? What do you do with that 16 hours? That's the most important thing. It's the most important thing. Because if you think about the structure of work today, most people work only 8 hours a day and see how much we achieve. Do you know what working with 16 hours can do to you? Bringing structure to your day is the key. Right? So when you set your priorities straight and you align yourself on a personal level, the activities that you start to do begin to align themselves. How? When you wake up at 8 a.m. and you sleep by maybe 11 p.m. and you keep doing that over and over and over, and you keep having 16 hours a day, if you have any sense, your brain will tell you, okay, I should probably start doing useful stuff. And if you already have goals, then you begin to think about processes of how to get to those goals. And then you realize that simply by creating a specified block of time where you know how much time you have in a day, you can then define your capacity because you know when you get tired, right? So it becomes very simple. And then for stuff like this process of maybe going through these 300 documents, it becomes more logical to say, okay, I can give 1 hour out of 16 a day to go through those documents, and probably in 3 weeks I'll be done. As opposed to when your life doesn't have structure, somehow you think, I have 24 hours. Why can't I go through this thing in 1 day? But because of lack of structure, you have what's called the inconsequential abstract. When you don't have structure, you don't think about the nuances of your day. Eating takes time. Taking your bath takes time. Coming here from your hostel took you time. When you become conscientious of your time, you realize how limited it is and how much structure you have to put towards it to achieve your goals. All these things will add up later. So I'm going to move on now more towards what we're talking about. We're going to talk about the ideation process.